Welcome everyone. My name is Amy Edwards and I'm a Gold Consultant with Evolution and Archer Travel. And today our training is going to be going over scheduling your week. And our main focus is going to be on the planner pages that should have been provided to you possibly with your welcome packet, or I'll also provide them in the email along with the recording. And these sample planner pages were created by Jennifer Burns. She is a triple gold consultant here with Evolution and Archer Travel in the Rising Tide organization. And they really are an amazing tool, and they are formatted to fit right with our travel agent schedule. So first, what I'd like to do is to kind of go over that planner and just to show you kind of an overview, and then we'll go back and forth to it as I show you some few bullet points on scheduling. All right, so again, if you don't have the planner pages.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That wasn't supposed to say April, was it? The last screen.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was from when I recorded before, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Can I still, so that Zoom meeting is null and void. Okay, that's okay. All right, thank you. That's all.
You're welcome.
All right.
Okay, so this is the planner pages that we have. And again, I will attach them with the recorded version of the training in case you don't have them. So the first couple of pages is just an introduction to Evolution and Archer Travel. You also have the introduction from the founder, David McCovey, as well as the Director of Travel, President of Archer Travel, Ron Archer. So you can read through that. There is a nice page for notes, and I also have an electronic version that I will attach. A year at a glance, so you can put important dates or important key items to remember. A page that I really like is the username and password. So we all know that registering with suppliers and with the different vendors gets a little bit consuming. And so this is a good way to just keep track of your usernames, your passwords, and any notes about the individual suppliers. And then there's a list of some suggested ones to make sure that you are registered with. And then we have a sample page of the planner itself here, which I'm going to go over into more detail, as well as a sample page of the to-do list. And I'm also going to go into more detail of that as well. And then what I really like about this is that it starts right in on day one. And Jennifer Burns has been so kind as to put some things in here that you should remember in your first 7 days as a travel agent, so that you already have some items that you can check off your to-do list each day, and then it can kind of organize you as become a new agent. Now, of course, if you're not a new agent, if you've been an agent for a while, that's okay. Maybe you could go back through here and just make sure you've done these things. A lot of people are they don't know, and I think I need to add it to the welcome packet because I can't remember if it's in there, but you can text the word evolution to this number here, and you'll be notified of important events or important corporate trainings. And then it'll go on as well to day 2 all the way through day 7. So these are really nice key items that you can check off your to-do list. All right, so I'm going to go back here again. I apologize. This is an old one when I did the training in April, but all the information still applies. So what are the benefits of time management? Of course, we all know this: less stress, better organization. It can help you meet your deadlines, and you have more opportunities. So the more you plan, the more time you seem to have in your day because you're wasting a lot less time wondering what you need to do next. It also gives you the ability to see your accomplishments. So especially with to-do lists, the more things that you accomplish, the more that you can check off that to-do list, and then you're starting to meet your goals. And great things for your to-do list are to list your goals maybe for the day, or to complete a portion of your goals for the month or week, or however you choose to do that. Then, of course, we have prioritizing. So you should always prioritize your tasks based on the importance and urgency. Urgent and important are tasks that should be done first. Important, but not urgent. So you block off time on your calendar to get this done without interruption. Urgent but unimportant, you delegate. You'll see on here we have delegate, delegate, delegate. Whether you can delegate it to maybe somebody on your team or to a different day, completely up to you, but you want to make sure that you leave room for your important tasks before you do the unimportant tasks. And then neither urgent or important, remove from your to-do list. And again, whether you want to move that to a different day is completely up to you. So now that I've discussed to-do lists, I want to show you the importance of to-do lists. So the to-do list, you want to create a daily to-do list each day, and those planner pages give you a great option to do so. So some examples: check your emails, check your daily schedules, etc. And now I know those things are pretty normal, and a lot of times we kind of open our eyes, maybe get a cup of coffee, and then immediately we check our cell phone or our notifications. But we want to make sure there's something in there that kind of reminds you to do that, because if you wake up with a hectic morning and maybe you forget to check your email, you're going to want to update this list each evening to be ready for the next day, and then also be ready to make some adjustments throughout the day as well. You want to schedule your social media engagement. So again, I said that this was structured to travel agent life. So always schedule those social media engagements. You should be posting, whether it be mock bookings or your 421 social media method, which gets your algorithm up. So you're going to want to do those 3 times a day at least. And I typically recommend like right around 9 a.m. Eastern time, or 9 a.m. your time zone, I should say, right just after lunchtime and then in the evening. And you'll learn which times work best for you. Not only do you want to post, but you always want to make sure that you're engaging with others. So in order to boost your algorithm, you want to make sure that your posts are getting engagements, and then on those responses, you are actually replying to people. Ensure that you're adding groups as well as individuals. So you want to make sure, along with your social media engagements, you want to send about 10, 15 friend requests a day, as well as between 5 and 10 Facebook groups per day. I watched a training recently, and I can't remember now which training it was. I think it was about organization. And I believe she was a member of about 1,000 Facebook groups. And so is that a lot? It is. But she had them all organized in an Excel spreadsheet. And then each week she picked about 250 of those to engage with. You want to make sure you add in your daily goals, add in notes as needed, and always allow mental breaks. So I'm going to go back here to the to-do list. And I'm just going to kind of show you an example. All right, so here's a sample of a to-do list. So you have time here for your date and your day. So Monday, 1/1/2020. And again, she has been keeping up on this for a couple of years. You have one of the to-do lists: social media, check your email, check your voicemail. So you've knocked 3 items off of your to-do list after those are completed. And you'll see there are 2 columns, so you have plenty of room for to-do list. You have daily goals. So you want to book 2 trips, enroll a new agent, post engagement of 1,000. Amazing goal. You can make those goals any way that you want to. What's really important here as well is there's a signature. And when you sign something, it kind of tells your brain, like, I've signed it, I've sealed it, it's now a contract, I need to meet my goal. Another nice thing for travel agents is you have contact information in here. So whether you need to contact somebody for a booking, you can put in their name, their location, their phone number, and then when they're scheduled. And you can discuss like when they're scheduled for a phone call, or maybe if you're a team builder, you can discuss the prospect time or this prospect meeting time that they are scheduled for. And then, of course, any notes. This one says, John from California wants to go to Cancun in June, so we want to review quotes tomorrow. So that's also important. Not only you're going to get your clients their quotes, but you're also going to call and go over those quotes with them. Another item I really like is the daily gratitude. So you're going to let yourself know what you are grateful for, or to remind yourself what to be grateful for. And I always think those are great items on a to-do list, and I like that they are conformed around a travel agent life. So as well as to-do lists, we have time scheduling. So we have those hourly time slots or however you want to do it. Some people have a planner that does 15 minutes, 30 minutes, hourly, or just daily. So it's important that you schedule daily trainings, and you can find those from Rising Tide 3 and the Travel Cafe for the week. So in addition to that, and I know it kind of goes through that in the next bullet point, you also have your Facebook Messenger notifications, usually each morning right around 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. I think everyone knows, but I always like to make sure, in case you're not part of that yet, that you know what these look like, because these are really important. So on your Facebook Messenger chat groups, let me share my screen here. You're going to get a whole list of trainings in the morning. And it's going to look a little bit like this. Hopefully everybody can see my screen. So this example from today was Rising Tide Q&A with 1 star, Sarah Rogers. Need help? Ask anything. The meeting time. And they're going to list the Pacific Standard Time, Mountain Standard Time, Central Standard Time, and Eastern Standard Time. And that's really key to make sure you get that one right, whatever time zone that you're in. I've done that before. I've wrote down the Pacific Standard Time and I'm in Eastern, so I'm always seem to be way early for meetings. You're also going to see the Zoom number. Password typically is always 123. A couple people, it may be a little different. Another key item you're going to see on here is whether you're going to get a code for the steps to success. Now, if any of you do not know what the steps to success are, please let me know in the chat box and I can show you where to find those. But what the steps to success do is they help you in your first 30 days get your $49 back. So you're going to know anytime you see this, you're going to need that code to show that you were at that training and that you were at there from there to the beginning to the end and were able to obtain that code. One more example, and I'm going to share that with you as well. Looks a lot like the first one, except this one's a little different. This one's earning certificates with 2-star Marnie Hernandez. You're going to be training on Atlantic Canada. Here are the times as usual. Here's the Zoom and the password, but this one's going to have a link. So for this one, you have to get registered to do the training alongside with her. And so you're going to want to make sure whenever you see this on the daily schedule that you are registering right away so that you have that done and out of the way before the training begins. And a lot of times if suppliers or vendors are doing the training directly, you're going to register with them and it's not going to be a Zoom. They're going to maybe do like a go-to meeting or whatever platform that they choose. And then they are going to send you the information to join via email. So anytime you see any kind of register here, make sure that you go to that. Amber asked what day that is. This is from today's training schedule. I believe this one's from today's. I'm gonna have to look because I'm gonna show you. We're gonna go to the Rising Tide 3 page next. So almost everything in that daily training schedule is going to be on the Rising Tide 3 calendar. So if you don't have a login or if you're don't have approved login for Rising Tide 3, make sure to get that right away. It takes about 12 to 24 hours to be approved. But all of the trainings are going to be over here in this live training. So the travel trainings are going to be in this tab. And what's really nice is that you can also see a calendar of all the trainings. So if you're somebody that likes to do your monthly calendar and then maybe update it weekly or update it daily, it's completely up to you. But if you want to start out with your month, you can always click on that link. Here is the September calendar for all the trainings for the month. So I'll go ahead and give this a second to open. We will go here to the 13th, which is a Monday. So yes, that training is today, the Earned Certificates with Marnie Hernandez. Yes. And here are all the trainings for today. Now, these are just the name of the trainings and who is completing that training. So if you go back here, though, to this screen where I got that monthly schedule, you're going to see the flyers for all those trainings. So today at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we have Q&A with Sarah Rogers. Here's the Zoom number. Here's the password. If we scroll down a little bit, and here are all the trainings, so you can use these to plan your month as well. If we scroll down a bit, we're going to see, let's see, Marnie's, the schedule. So September 13th, Atlantic Jobs. And the link for that, if you scroll down just a little bit, is going to be right here, Atlanta, Canada. And there's that link that was in that morning schedule. So if ever you're confused, or maybe in the schedule they accidentally get a number transposed, you can always come back to Rising Tide 3 and be able to see the flyer for that specific training. Any questions on that so far? Okay, so we'll go back here. We're going to compare to the daily training schedule in the team chat group, which you've done that. And the daily schedule post includes supplier trainings and specialty trainings, not just Rising Tide 3. So you make sure to look for those links, which we reviewed. Schedule when you'll create your mock bookings and social media posts. So some people schedule that. I apologize, you hear my daughter in the background here. So some people will schedule them, your mock bookings, like at the beginning of the month. And you can do that. You can go into Google and you can find 30 memes that you want to use for the month for your social media engagements, and you can save them all. And then you can schedule them to post and on which day you want to post them. You can do that with mock bookings as well. And I can show you really quick with Canva how you can schedule those posts so that they do it automatically. So it's nice to be able to do them all like maybe on a Monday and then not have to worry about it all week. Now this is the pro version of Canva, which I think I pay like $7.99 a month for, but it's completely up to you how you want to do it. So here is a mock booking that I did recently for Universal Studios. If I want to schedule this to post every Monday in September, if I just click the 3 dots here in Canva and I click on schedule, I can set it to schedule on the 13th. I can schedule it to post at 3 p.m. If I click next, I can designate anywhere that I want it to post, whether it be any Facebook group I'm part of, any page that I'm part of. If I want to add something new, I can also add something new there. And then I can write my own caption for it as well. And then I can schedule it, and then I can, it's kind of like set it and forget it. So I can do that. Or you can do your social media engagement post and your mock booking post the day of. It's all up to you how you want to do that. All right, so next, oh, sorry about that. So for team builders, you can also schedule your job postings. So if you want to post maybe a new job and a new job board each day, you'll put that in a time slot as well. And you can do those in time slots, or you can do them on the to-do list. I like to put those kinds of things in time slots as well as the to-do list, because I want to make sure that I'm doing them in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. You can also track your job posts and ensure to keep them active. And you can schedule time to help your team. So being able to see that your whole day or your week at a glance, you can schedule one-on-one with your team to be able to help them as well with their bookings. You want to make sure, just like you respect other people's time, you want to respect your own time. So make sure you stick to your time slots and you keep them available if you have appointments with others, or even if you're scheduling the me time. It's important to schedule time for yourself. It's important to give yourself a mental break and to take a lunch or to take a break and just maybe have some time to look over your schedule or just to relax a bit. So I'm going to show you now. Apologize, I have too many tabs open. So just as an example, again, we have our day and our date. today's, I apologize, let me zoom in on that. The top three, okay, gratitude, educate, and Facebook Live. So those are her top three goals for today. They're the things that she wanted to prioritize. And again, this is an example from Jennifer Burns. So in the first slot here, you have your half an hour time slots, and you can schedule anything that you want to schedule. You can move things to your to-do list and have them in both places as well. Presentation. So we know that presentations right now are set up in Pacific Standard Time at 9, at 12, and at 6. So we know that there's a presentation each day, and we can put it in here at 9 if we're in Pacific Standard Time. Any trainings for the day. So I know somebody said they have a hard time keeping track of the trainings or maybe getting to them in the evening. And remember, many of them are recorded. So don't ever be afraid to ask for the recorded versions. But if you want to do your trainings, so maybe you want to schedule a training and you don't want to block up a time slot, because some people can multitask. So you can listen in on a training while you're doing your social media post. And that's a good column to use for that. And then projects and growth, whether this be personal or professional. Here's a good one to read 10 pages, maybe from a book, or maybe some of them are to watch recorded training. So that's all completely up to you. Another helpful options down here are your daily team stats. If you're a team builder, you can keep track of new travel agents interested, how many are scheduled for the presentation, how many you've signed up, and so on. You can also do daily booking stats. So any new inquiries for bookings, any new clients, how many returning clients, things like that. And you'll know after you start scheduling these and after you start tracking these, they will coincide with how many posts that you do on social media or how much advertising that you're actually doing. Another great option is the estimated commission. So it's nice to see how much money you have made and maybe in a single day or in a single week. And it's likely not going to be exact, but it's nice to know if you have a whole day full of appointments and this number is higher. Or even if this number isn't higher, you filled up your whole Monday and by Wednesday you've done a ton of quotes. And so Wednesday's number is higher than and it averages out. And then as you get down here, there are your standard options you can do as a new agent for each day. And all the way at the bottom, after day 7, you're going to be able to have blank pages that you can use. And again, I do have an electronic version that I will attach with the training. Amelia, would you know of an app where I can make this digital? So I have the planner app on my iPad, but I think it's a $9.99 a month app. And I used it for work. And so I just kind of kept using it. But I know there are a lot of scheduling apps. A lot of people use Google Calendar, and that's a completely free service. What's really nice about Google Calendar is when you book something and you get an email for it, it's Smart Calendar links your email to your planner. So let's say you're booking a client a trip and you get an email confirmation, it's going to link it to your Google Calendar automatically. Or maybe if you have a doctor appointment, your Google Calendar is going to see that you have an appointment. So I really like Google Calendar as well. And that I think that's really helpful and it's free. So the more things that are free, the more helpful that they are. I don't know, anybody else in here have a recommendation for a calendar to use? Feel free to put that in the chat box so that you can help each other out. So I think just word of mouth is really good too. If ever I can't find something, I tend to get in the chat groups and I say, hey, has anybody else done this? Or does anybody else have any opinions on doing something like this? And then the next thing I think is really helpful that I kind of created here. And again, Jennifer Burns with her help as well. She's such a master organizer and planner. It's amazing. And if you can catch one of her trainings, I always suggest to go. So sample social media posting schedules. So just as a sample, maybe your social media is geared toward travel agent memes and tips on Sunday. Monday, you want to post all-inclusive resort specials. Tuesdays, you want to focus on cruises. Wednesdays, you want to focus on Disney or Universal vacations. Thursdays, various getaway deals, maybe even team building, being able to introduce people to becoming a travel agent. Friday, Hawaii or Alaska, and Saturday, just more engagement posts. And it's completely up to you how you want to arrange that, but it really helps to make sure that you're posting something and your brain isn't kind of at a block. So on Tuesdays, maybe I could jump on Carnival Cruise Line and just grab a quick deal or a quick meme to be able to use. Wednesday, you can jump on Disney, and you can do them any way that you want to. Of course, with registering with vendors and suppliers, you get a ton of marketing emails. So you could even use your marketing emails that are sent the week before to create 2 or 3 different mock bookings, and then know which day that you are going to post them based on your schedule. Let's see, Jasmine, cozy is great if you have a team or to schedule meetings. You can designate color blocks to names, and you can color block for clients as well. Nice. I do like color blocks. Those are a really good idea. Amber, I heard another gold or platinum member mention it. Oh yeah, good. I haven't looked at cozy. I will look at it though, because I always like looking at new things too to see if I like it better. And again, I just use the one on my iPad because that's what I'm used to. And I used to show an example of it, but I have so many client names and so many agent names that I would have to white out. And I try to be sensitive to that information. Another thing that I put on my calendar, especially if you're team building, is to make sure you're checking in with new agents, because sometimes after a couple weeks and you get a couple more new agents in, if you have a quiet agent, you don't want them to feel like they're being ignored. Also the 14-day voucher, you want to make sure that you're getting that out to your new agents if they have earned that as well. And just reaching out to your team and making sure you're staying in contact. So if you have any questions, feel free to place them in the chat box. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, and then I'm going to take your questions. Thank you, though, for coming to the Schedule Your Week, and I wish you all of the best success in being a travel agent. You're never in business for yourself, or you are in business for yourself, but never by yourself. So always remember to ask for help as well.